Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. My name is Jordan Stovall. I'm the Director of Outreach and Institutional Partnerships for the Dramatists Guild, and we're here at the Lift Every Voice Festival at American Stage, which is an entire weekend of uplifting and supporting new work. I'm originally from St. Petersburg, so it's really exciting to be here. And I'm here with Melissa Leilani Larson, who we've known each other for a couple of years.
Yes.
Through the Dramatists Guild.
Through the Dramatists Guild, yeah.
So why don't you talk a little bit about your journey as a writer and what brought you to this moment today?
Oh, sure. Hi, I'm Mel. I'm a writer from Salt Lake City. And I've written a play. I've been working through the past couple of years, most of my life, trying to figure out my identity and who I am, and I've written a play about it. It's called Mestiza or Mixed, and it's about a half Filipino filmmaker, and dealing with failure, dealing with debt, dealing with family, and I've been privileged to workshop the play this week with some really great actors, and my friend Jenny Kokai has been directing, and we just had a reading, and it's really exciting.
I got to see it. It was really good. You should go read it or look it up or track it or see what else is going on or what else Melissa's doing.
It's on NPX.
It's on NPX, New Play Exchange. And New Play Exchange, what do you know what your URL is?
I don't know. We'll include it in the notes below. But it's if you search for Mestiza or Mixed, it'll be on the. I think it's the only one that's going to come up.
Yeah. So I just got to see it. It was a really, really incredible story that tracks a young writer's journey and kind of dealing with their identity through the script that they're writing and family and the dream that they have of realizing it in the American dream. But I'd love to hear from you specifically, like what this story means to you, where it came from, how you sort of like how the characters came to you, and how just what the story means or where it comes from.
Well, it comes from a pretty personal place. It's not my intent. It wasn't my intent for the show to be autobiographical, but there's an adage that when you're writing something, you end up in it. And I think just bigger pieces of myself ended up in this than usually happens. But I feel like it's very relatable to me on a personal level, that it's about a mixed race family, that my family is a mixed race family, that I feel a lot of. I'm dealing with debt. I deal with failure all the time. It's like, how do we measure success in the theater? How do we measure success when you're making films? And all of those questions, I just kind of want to play around with those in this play. And it felt sometimes, working on it, you kind of have to sit and take a breath and go, oh, that's a little too close. It's a little too close. But then that's also where you find the relatability, and it's always surprising. It's always a pleasant surprise when someone comes up to you and says, this is really... I feel this. I can relate to this. It's really real to me. And that just means a lot, because up until this point, it's felt very internal. It's felt very, it's almost kind of selfish. It's been all about me. And when you put it in front of an audience, it becomes much more of a communal thing, and you're sharing it. And it's always amazing to me when people, they connect to it in ways that I was not expecting.
And how did this family in particular that you chose to sort of be the conduits of the story, like where did they come from, or sort of how did they come to you? Like, how did you meet each other, if that makes sense?
It's funny because I do think about characters that way. They're people that I've met, that I'm meeting in the process. I knew that I wanted to have a family that was dealing with different aspects of what it is to be mixed in relation to appearance and experience. And so I wanted to have that kind of sibling rivalry happen, but also I wanted Lark to be close to her brother, and kind of at odds with her sister, and yet they all really do love each other. I wanted it to be like this honest to goodness family dynamic that feels like they could be living down the street from you. So I just wanted that to be really real.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that came across, like, for sure. So in terms of the journey for the script, where has it, like, what journey has it been through already? You said you were like writing like most of the time in your downtime this weekend, which is always the process, I think, with anything. But where is it in like the journey of this story? and other things that you're working on. Like, what have you been writing while you're here?
Oh gosh. So this play I started working on it a couple years ago. I'm in the lab at Plan B Theater in Salt Lake City, and Plan B their mission is to support new work by local writers. So it's really great to be associated with them and to get work done. And I was talking with Jerry Rapier, who's the artistic director, about this kind of like, I didn't know how to describe this in-between thing it is to be the kind of mixed Filipino person that I am. And he said, well, you need to write about it. And I said, that feels like such a cop-out. It feels like a cliche thing. It's like, why would I write about it? And he's like, because you need to write about it. And he said, look, if you write about it, we'll do it. And I was like, well, that never happens. Okay, great. And so I wrote about it, and I started to write about it. And so we did workshops and readings. And the first reading that we did involving local Filipino actors, it was all over Zoom because of COVID, but it was amazing how everybody involved these really wonderful Filipino actors who had been playing Asians of other stripes were playing Filipinos for the first time. And that really had a lot of power and impact for them. And it had a lot of impact for me to hear them. Even though I had already been living with those characters for several months in the writing, hearing it aloud was like, it's like shocking, it's unnerving. And the play has been growing since then. It happened, we did stage it at Plan B last summer. I feel like it's still got some room to grow, so when I saw the opportunity to submit to Lift Every Voice, I sent it here. And I've been doing rewrites this week with some really wonderful actors, some really wonderful Filipino actors here too, which is super exciting. And it's always great when you're working on a play to hear it with a bunch of new people, because it gets really inside your head, and so it's really great to hand it to someone who's new and has fresh eyes.
Yeah, it's like there's a different thing that happens when you have the story that you've sort of written and it's being expressed by people, and you see the kind of nuances and stuff and how they embody it, which is really exciting.
That's really exciting.
So how's it felt being here this weekend as part of Lift Every Voice?
Oh, it's really invigorating. It's very exciting. I feel like tired and yet not tired at the same time. It's like I want to take a nap, but also no, I have to work and I want to see plays and I want to be doing things. And so it's like there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, there's a lot of plays to see, a lot of stuff. And you've
really
got a playwrights panel in like 10, 15 minutes. So
I say, hi, my name is Mel, I write plays.
So after this weekend, what's next for you? How can people follow your work? Yeah.
Oh, sure. I do have a lot of stuff on NPX, on the New Play Exchange. We love it. And I have a website, melissaleilanilarson.com. I'm selling myself here. And I'm working on a lot of things. I'm working on another piece about a Filipino writer that I'm really excited about, a Filipino character. I'm the writer. And I have an adaptation of Pride and Prejudice happening at the Texas Shakespeare Festival.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. When is that?
That's in July.
That's in July. You're going to be bopping around everywhere.
Bop around everywhere. All the hot places.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to I'm just going to be warm all the time. Which is good because there's like 2 feet of snow in Salt Lake right now.
Yeah. Not so much here.
Not so much here. No.